Howdy there, folks. It's Geist with another Destiny 2 video. I know it's been a long time, guys. Actually just recently moved, so I haven't been able to make any content in a while. It's been a big adjustment. I know it's probably been, well, I think it has been a little over a month. But I wanted to come back to you guys with a what I thought was a pretty interesting video, pretty heated video. So recently I got COVID, so I've been kind of stuck at the house. Haven't been really doing a lot lately. Just kind of laying around. It really sucks the life out of you. But I decided to play some comp the other day, just kind of for the heck of it. But in one of my matches, I wasn't doing so hot. I was kind of half asleep for some of the matches. But I had a guy message me. It was actually my teammate. Messaged me after the match like, "Oh my God, you're trash. You suck." And I didn't really have the energy to try to really talk back and forth with the guy, and I was just like, "Hey man, you know what? Just 1v1, we'll settle it that way." He agreed immediately, of course, and so this is the footage that you're going to see here, and it was a pretty good fight. I thought it was pretty heated. You guys know me, I main bows. He hosted the lobby. He picked the map. Obviously, Anomaly not super great for a bow build, but I still think I did pretty well. And, you know, he did his typical thing here. He was running hand cannon shoddy. Same thing you see a lot of people run, which I'm not knocking it. It's the meta loadout. It is what it is. But, you know, I thought it was an interesting match. It was pretty back and forth. I mean, he had me a couple times. I had him a couple times. I won't spoil it for you who wins, so you guys can see that. But unfortunately, that person chose to keep being pretty toxic. Even sent me some hate messages as the match was going, which you'll see here in just a little bit. But as things are going here, I'm just going to kind of comment on the rest of the video, just to kind of let you guys know what I was thinking at the time and things like that. This was one of my better kills there. You're going to see him rush me with the shotgun a lot. I mean, it is Anomaly. That's obvious. That's why he picked this map. So pretty much the entire time through this, I was trying to play around that and not be too close for him to run in and do exactly what he's about to do right here. Because I was like, oh man, I got him. I'll be able to get him. And nope. I was too close. So, another shotgun kill there. And so for the rest of this, I was just kind of trying to play around the outskirts and trying to play smart. Because obviously I just keep rushing and I'm just going to keep getting shotgunned. And that's not my play style. I don't want to have an ape fight. You guys know me. But that's what he was going for, I think. You will actually see him switch up his loadout a few times throughout the video. He definitely got frustrated with me with what I was doing here. Yeah, right there. Which, I mean, to be fair, I mean, I get plenty frustrated by people that exclusively run shotguns, but you know, he at least got some hand cannon kills on me. He did, and I gotta, you know. As toxic as this guy was and as much hate message as he sent me, I give him kudos for pulling off a 180 hand cannon. 180 hand cannons are my favorite. You guys know Malfeasance is my baby, so it was nice to see somebody making some decent use out of a 180. So I would have told him that. I kind of wish I could have told him that, like, hey man, it's cool. See, look at there. See, I mean, he nailing it with the 180. I mean, and I wish I could have told the guy, like, hey man, you're pretty good with that 180. That you know, respect for pulling off a 180. But unfortunately, he was a little bit too toxic, so I wasn't really able to say that. I kind of was just like, and guys, excuse me, my voice might sound weird. I'm gonna be coughing, clear my throat, whatever. I'm on day like maybe 4 or 5 of COVID, but the messages, and I think it happens here in just a little bit after the next handful of kills. But the match started and had a few kills, and then all of a sudden my inbox just starts popping up. So he started messaging me. Oh, hey guys, Shatter Dive doesn't do any damage anymore, remember? It's still good. If you guys didn't know that, Shatter Dive is still good. I think I had damaged him just a little bit from the shuriken, and so the Shatter Dive was just an easy cleanup. Back to the messages. Here in just a little bit, you'll see my character. You'll see me pause for just a second. Like I don't move for just a little bit because I'm checking my inbox, because he started spamming me with messages in the middle of this 1v1, and I kind of quickly glossed over it, but I didn't really respond. I just kind of ignored it. But essentially he called me an effing B, like, hey man, quit staying back with the bow. It's like, are you gonna fight me, or are you just gonna keep being an effing B? And I was like, okay, bud. I mean, you know, if I really wanted to, I could have fired back like, hey man, whatever, you're using the meta loadout, hand cannon shoddy. But I don't care. You know, of course he's using hand cannon shoddy. And see, look, I missed my shots. Boom, clean me up with the hand cannon. Most people are going to use hand cannons and shotties. It's the same tired old meta that's been going on in Destiny since like Forsaken. It's not going anywhere. People are just going to keep doing it. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to judge. If that's what you like, that's what you like. Me, I like a bow. Boom, look at that. That was a nice kill. But, you know, I got to kind of go to great lengths to make a bow build work in PvP. The only one that's really viable is a bow swap build. Or just, you know, kind of tagging people with Le Monarch and peak shooting. And Le Monarch is pretty much the way to go. And I mean, you can make a regular bow work too, any other ones, but we all know it's pretty much Le Monarch or nothing. But in order for me to make this work, I have to spec completely into it. You know, I got to have my dexterity mods on for hand cannon bow. Got to have the quick swap. By the way, quick access sling, guys, works really great on your legendary hand cannons now. For those of you that don't have quick draw, if you do bow dexterity and hand cannon dexterity with a quick access sling mod on your hand cannon, then it makes it so that pretty much any hand cannon can pair with Le Monarch. And from there, you just want one with snapshot. So any hand cannon with snap. Oh, see, here it is right here. He's messaging me, and that's me checking it. But any hand cannon with snapshot is the way to go. But, you know, in order to make a bow build work, like I was saying, you got to get all these perks together. You got to typically use Oath Keepers, because why would you not use Oath Keepers? You got to stack up a lot of things just to get one advantage. You know, you don't just equip a shoddy and then click it and that's it. Right here, what you're about to see, I sort of saw him and then just was like, oh, kill. And as I was pulling the trigger on the hand cannon, I was like, wait a minute, I think he's AFK. And sure enough, literally as his name pops up and after I just killed him there, I see bloop, he sent me a message, and I was like, dang, come on, dude. And he ranted about that too after the video, after this footage here, like, oh yeah, man, you know, show everybody you can win because of an AFK kill. You'll see at the end here. I mean, it was a fairly close match. It was a decently close match, but I definitely didn't win because of that one kill. I was a few ahead, so. And managed to trade with him there. And again, I apologize for my coughing, guys. If you didn't know, COVID sucks. I think here's me just trying to get the cleanup, and it's just like, nope. Just kept rushing me with the shotgun. Oh, and we did have a gentleman, well, mostly gentleman's agreement here at the beginning. He was like, no heavy, no super. I was like, okay. So nobody grabbed heavy. He didn't do it either. He stayed true. Nobody fired their supers. That was a good kill on my part. I think if we had also said no special, poor guy would have been doomed. I'm not knocking him, but I mean, you know, you guys know how I feel about special weapons. I'm not big on shotguns and fusions and any of that. Oh, and that was just a bad move on my part because I got in the middle of the map, and I kind of quit doing that for most of the rest of the match. And I mean, you know, what are you going to do? This is Anomaly. This is like the smallest map in the game. Or at least the one with the tightest corridors, it seems. And so unfortunately, you're going to see a good bit of this. Me trying to play the if you can call them long lanes, me trying to play the quotation marks here, long lanes, and him trying to catch me in the choke points. So there's a lot of that. So this match, it's pretty heated, but it does unfortunately slow down here after we both kind of are like, all right, I don't want to get in this guy's shotgun range, and he's like, all right, I want to challenge him not in my shotgun range. I got him. See, he almost got me with that shotgun. I think I was just barely out of range. And he continued to send a few not so friendly messages during this, just kind of here and there. But you'll see him switch out his loadout here in just a little bit. And that's me going, nope, don't want to be there. Here he comes with the shotgun. And here he is. He's waiting in there. Waiting and waiting and waiting. Oh, and see, there you go. See, now he's got snipers and Shiras. I guess he must have had that stuff sitting in his inventory just kind of waiting. Or he quickly swapped, but... And that'll be a kill. Yep. I love those cheeky Le Monarch kills. And there I did, actually killing him with just my hand cannon. And that was just a big goof on my part right there. I definitely had him there. Could have swapped to my hand cannon for the easy cleanup, but I decided to pull out my empty sword and glare at him while I was jumping through the air. There's me missing. And in case you guys can't tell, he has swapped again, so now he's got out a scout rifle. Which, again, I was going to give him props for. I mean, he was using a scout. He gets me a few times with the scout rifle. I mean, he actually, I think he did better with this scout rifle than he did anything else. Which, again, I wanted to give him props, but he sort of just came at me full hate after the match here, so I was just like, ah. And this is where things get pretty passive. See, there's a scout. That was just me missing all of my shots. But, you know, it's kind of interesting here. You know, he sent me all those hateful messages and was, you know, giving me a hard time for sitting back, but then he swaps to a scout and a sniper. I guess he was just trying to counter me staying back. I'm sure that's what it was. But like, dang, dude. You're going to give me a hard time about it and then immediately do the same thing. What would have been really funny is if he'd swapped to Le Monarch, but he didn't. And he did manage to get a couple snipes on me. I'm like, oh yeah, you're aiming at head height. I'm not going to walk around the corner again. And right here, this moment, I guess this is probably a prime example of why people hate that playstyle so much. That long range, because I guess it's just more boring. People want to see me running around with a hand cannon, or any YouTuber out there. They just want to see people sliding around with hand cannons and Shires, or whatever other aggressive weapon. I just I mean, truly, what do you guys think's more entertaining? Do you think it would be more entertaining for me to be doing the same thing that every other YouTuber does, just sliding around with a hand cannon? Or is it, maybe more fun to watch me try to outplay that? Because he'll go back to that in a little bit. He finally gives up on the scout sniper thing. He'll go right back to the hand cannon shotgun here in a bit. Which is interesting because he did pretty well with the scout rifle. As you can see, he was catching up to me more with the scout rifle than he was anything else. See? I'm just keeping up with the scout rifle. But hey, long range is bad. You're an F&B if you use that. And I'm not trying to be too salty about the way the guy behaved. I mean, he's got whatever his reasons were for this. I just, I've been pretty sick, and I just haven't been feeling so hot. So I tried not to be too hateful back towards the guy. But while you guys are kind of watching the gameplay here, I actually am going to go through and read the little chat, because why not? But it started out, this was after our match, like I talked about earlier, and the first message I got from him was, Jesus Christ, man, you're terrible. And I just went for the immediate, like, you know what, I'll 1v1 me, sure. I was like, 1v1 me anytime. It's like, at the very least, I'm not that bad. I had a really bad match with that guy, admittedly, because I was feeling like crap, but at the very least, I can hold my own in a 1v1. So I was like, hey, maybe, get him to show me at least the slightest ounce of respect or something, but I shouldn't have expected any better. But he said, run it, no heavy, no super. I sent back a thumbs up. This message was deleted because I reported it. But I remember what it said. He said, are you gonna fight me, or are you gonna sit back like an F&B with your bow? I didn't ask for you to sit in your spawn and just try to keep distance because you can't win a 1v1. I can't win a 1v1, but I think, as you guys have seen, not all of these fights have happened in at long distance. I mean, he's, so I see why you were negative in survival, LOL. You are terrible. The only way you can win is by sitting back so that no other weapon is usable. You're going to be negative KD for a while. Plus, you AFK killed me. And after all that stuff he sent me, I said, thanks for the content, man. GG's. I was still polite. I still, you know, was like, hey, you know, good game. He sent the laughing, crying emoji. Can't wait to see it, bud. Go show the world that you can win by an AFK kill in a 1v1. I'm sure every girl at your middle school will have a crush on you. Yeah, really cute. I'm not in middle school. I think that's probably pretty apparent, though. I sent back a heart emoji, and I said, making 30 excuses don't excuse toxicity. I'm willing to admit you're good, but that don't mean I can't use what I want. You ran shoddy on Anomaly, and I won by 3. Not my fault I reacted when I saw you. You were busy hate messaging, and I sent the shrug emoji. And the last thing I said was, cheers, later. And that was that. So, I mean, you know, I like to think I remained as positive as I could. Honestly, probably a bit nicer than I could have been, but I just, I guess I'll take this time to just kind of say a little message here. If you guys have gotten this far in the video, if you've got somebody behaving toxically to you, you don't need to do what I did here. You know, you don't have to, you know, go and try to flex and prove your point like I did, and 1v1 somebody just to try to gain some respect. It's not worth it. I did it because I was like, hey, cool, maybe this will be some content, and it turned out to be. So I think that was kind of worth it. But at the end of the day, it did feel good to win against him, but that win is very sour because of everything I had to deal with all the way along, you know, with the guy just behaving the way that he did and saying the things that he said. And I mean, you know, what he said to me, it's not going to scar me emotionally. I don't really care. It's not going to have any impact on me at the end of the day. But for most people out there, having to endure people being so toxic to you, it's just not worth it. So you don't need to feed into it like I did by 1v1ing, you know, somebody that's giving you a hard time or whatever. Just ignore that crap. And I guess that's the message I want to send out to you guys. If you've gotten this far in the video, just ignore this crap. Ignore the toxic people, because there's a lot of other good ones out there. Literally, I'm going to read you another message that I got literally the match after this. I went back online, and, you know, ironically, the hate messages that I got from this guy started from an ally. He was a teammate. But in a match right after this, from an enemy player, I got, nice, bro. You are a good player, man, with a thumbs up. And I said, you too, GG's. You know, very simple. But there are plenty of people out there that are perfectly positive players and are willing to admit when somebody else is a decent player. So just try to focus on those people more. And I try to do this myself, but go out of your way. Like if you're playing some Crucible matches, and even if you're not having a hot match or something like that, like if you're not doing so great, but if you see that there's some player that's just slaying out, or you're like, oh my god, that guy just got like a 42 bomber, or you know, whatever the case may be, just send him a message, send him a positive message, and just be like, hey man, you did a good job. Like, surprise them. And that's the sad part, because typically when one player messages another player in this during a Crucible match, it's probably something hateful. It's probably something toxic. 99% of the time when I see that stuff pop up, I know that it's probably going to be something not positive, which is funny because this guy that messaged me on the enemy team that told me I did a good job was, you know, he was a gilded unbroken on the enemy team, and he was their highest scorer. And I was like, he's probably frustrated because I was using Le Monarch. He's going to tell me I suck, and I'm using a crutch. And no, it was the exact opposite. And unfortunately, that is what I get a lot. As a bow user, I typically use Le Monarch because Le Monarch's the best bow. If I'm going to use one of the weakest weapon archetypes in the game for PvP, I might as well use the strongest thing that I can, right? And so I do. But people really hate Le Monarch. They really hate getting killed by it because it's very oppressive. It's very hard to fight against with somebody that hits their shots and doesn't miss 30 times like I just did right there. But hey, I'm not perfect. Let's see. You can see here the score is pretty close here at the end. So this wasn't a complete shutout. You know, I didn't just crap on the guy. I mean, he's a good player. He's a solid player. I just wish he was a little more friendly, you know. And the guy, you know, he was like, I can't wait to see it. You know what? I hope you watch this video, man. What's your name? R. Dibley? R. Dibley, I hope you watch this video, man. Like, no hate. Like, it was a decent 1v1, man. I give you props for using what you used. But hey, just, you gotta chill, man. Just be a little nicer to people. So, you know, usually when you guys see videos posted like this on YouTube, when you're like, oh, I 1v1'd a trash talker, or this person told me my mama was fat and blah 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 blah, I had to show him what was what. Nah, this is nothing like that. I'm not trying to trash talk this guy or you know, make him feel bad or nothing like that. He's a solid player. It's just, it was a cool opportunity to have a 1v1, and somebody finally took the bait and fought me in a 1v1, so I was like, hey, I'll make some content out of it. And I think he gets me here. Yep. That range on that duality, man, it's crazy. And here it is, down to the wire. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Am I going to get rushed and dualitied? Nope, I'm going to run away from it. I'm sure I'm going to get some hate out there for constantly playing the passive game, but I mean, what would you do? We're on Anomaly. I'm not going to just rush into free shotgun kills. And there we go, the nice cleanup. And there's a nice little emote. He made me sad. Not really. But that's pretty much it, guys. Just let me know if you enjoyed that. If you want to see more stuff like that, just let me know in the comments. Thanks.